Que da hora. Muito frio aí? Bom, é o seguinte, sejam todos bem-vindos ao Encontros Poéticos, uma parceria com o Itaú Cultural que acontece sempre na terceira terça de cada mês, ao vivo no auditório aqui do Ibirapuera e ao vivo também pela internet. Esse está sendo transmitido porque é um programa de rádio. Vocês podem ouvir pelo itaucultural.org.br, pelo Twitter também, vocês podem fazer suas perguntas. E é isso, hoje a gente está fazendo o quinto encontro. Esse quinto encontro é especial, com um convidado muito especial. Talvez eu não seria nem a pessoa indicada para estar entrevistando esse monstro do ativismo cultural, da cultura hip hop, mas coube a mim essa missão, vamos fazer direitinho. Espero que a gente tenha uma ótima noite. Se vocês quiserem, já podem ir elaborando suas perguntas, depois vai ter um bate-papo. Teremos também uma apresentação mais do que especial com o grupo Versão Popular, do extremo sul de São Paulo. É isso. Meu convidado, nada mais, nada menos do que Afrika Bambaataa. Uma salva de palmas calorosa para Afrika Bambaataa. Sejam bem-vindos. Eis o homem. Bambaataa, primeiro queria dizer que é uma grande honra. Estou muito feliz por essa noite você estar aqui falando com a gente. E a gente sempre começa esse programa de rádio, que está sendo transmitido hoje de rádio, cantando um pouco da história do entrevistado. Será que você poderia dar essa honra de contar um pouco como foi a sua infância, como foi até chegar ao plano de rock, até chegar àquele disco maravilhoso? Eu estou sem o meu... Yes?
Yes.
Started this thing called hip hop many years ago in the early 70s.
1, 2. Right on, right on. I was wondering what happened to Mike. We started this great movement called hip hop back in the early 70s. Drew one of the fathers, Cool DJ Hurt, the Grandmaster Flash, and Afrika Bambaataa. And from that came many other groups, whether it was the Treacherous Three, the Crash Crew, DJ Breakout, Grand Wizard Dead Or, Jazzy J, doing in the streets, in the parks, in the schools, in the gymnasiums. Oh, I thought he would ask another question. This is a little funky here. And as we was playing in the parks, many of the people would come out to hear us play with the big sound systems, the mixers, the smoke machines. We had many B-boys and many B-girls, many DJs, many aerosol writers, known as graffiti writers, and we added that fifth element to hip-hop, which is called knowledge. Without knowledge, you won't be able to B-boy. You might break your neck. Without knowledge, you won't be able to speak or rap as an MC, knowing how to control your air without knowledge. Without knowledge, you won't know how to do the aerosol graffiti writing without taking all the fumes of the paint that might kill you if you smell too much chemicals. So the fifth element plays a major role in hip hop.
Na sua trajetória, tem uma parte em que você faz parte de uma gangue Espadas Negras. Em que momento você decidiu optar pela arte?
Well, in the Black Spades, which was a serious street organization, which we got into many gang fights and also moving many of the drug dealers out of our neighborhood from being in the Black Spades. I always was looking at the art of music from a young person, hearing people like the great God, James Brown, hearing people like Sly and the Family Stone, Parliament Funkadelic, George Clinton, the Motown family, the Stax Boats family, Curtis Mayfield, Rita Franklin, hearing African music by Miriam Makeba, Alatuniji, Fela Kuti, hearing salsa music like Willie Colon, Celia Cruz, Fernando All-Stars, even hearing my Brazilian music that I played way back in the 70s by a brother by the name of Gerson King Combo, who was playing to many of the people in New York and the Bronx.
Queria que você apresentasse King Camões para todo mundo aqui do Brasil.
The brother to the left of me is a master teacher, a master rapper, a father to many. This is our international spokesman for the Universal Zulu Nation. Brothers and sisters, can you give a hand for our brother, King Kamazi?
E aqui temos um representante também, King Nino Brown, uma salva de palmas para ele também. Houve um momento, Bambaataa, em que o punk era unido com os negros. Em que momento foi esse, assim, da música, ou da irmandade, da luta pelos direitos civis?
What did it say again? Can you repeat that again?
Eu posso. Houve um tempo em que negros e punks curtiam o hip hop junto, é isso? Ou eu estou enganado? Como foi isso?
When so-called black people and so-called white people who was loving hip hop and punk rock was in the late 70s and early 80s. It was the punk rockers who was the first of the Caucasians who started coming to visit many of our communities, the black, and when I say black, of Moorish ancestry, I'm talking about my Latinos too. They would come out to the Bronx to hear what we was playing. And they would invite me to come to their clubs downtown, a lot of the rock clubs, because they knew I was playing a lot of the punk rock records, breakbeats, to a large black and Latino audience. So many of them would come to visit us in our community, and they loved the hip hop, and they would learn our dances, and we would learn some of their dances. We even made a dance in hip hop called the punk rock.
I would like to also add that music is the language of planet Earth. And as we get deeper into it, hip hop has united more people than any religion political system, or thought process, or philosophy. And one more thing too, as we look at it and the power to define, is something we must speak on. The Pope was just here, or is here, but yet the Pope represents a criminal organization who should be accused and tried for murder, rape, and execution for thousands of years. He's in a criminal gang, but no one wants to speak on it. No disrespect to anybody's religion. In the Universal Zulu Nation, we have Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Hebrews, traditional, people who believe in Jah Rastafari. All faiths are welcome, but it's time that we speak the truth that people don't want to speak on. Music is our salvation, and as the Rasta say, fire upon Vatican, fire upon Rome, and fire upon the Pope, my youth.
Temos dois papas no Brasil. Estamos do lado de um papa, o papa do hip hop. Esse sim é o cara. This is a man.
See, we actually call him in the Universal Zulu Nation, we call him the Amen Ra. Amen Ra is an ancient name they use in ancient Kemet, known as Egypt. If you look at the end of every Bible verse, you look at every Muslim Quran verse and every Hebrew verse, they always end with Amen, which is the original name of the creator in ancient Africa, Amen Ra.
And also outside you have the obelisk. That's the Greek word for saying the name obelisk. The Kemetic word, African word, is Tekken. That's what they have in Washington, D.C. That's what they have in the Vatican. That's what they have all around in different places in Brazil. They have over in New York City, the Tekken. Because the ancient Egyptians been all up and down North, Central, and South America. The indigenous black man and woman of Brazil are indigenous people to the North, South, and Central America. They went by their last empire, which is called the Moors. So people must research the history, because there was a time when we did not speak Portuguese. There was a time when we did not speak English. There was a time when we didn't speak French. We need to find out what was our indigenous language that we spoke when we was all over North, South, and Central America. So use the fifth element, knowledge, to research black, brown, yellow, red, and white history, because truthfully, there's no place called black land, brown land, yellow land, red land, or white land. What is your birthright and what is your nationality?
Os bairros negros americanos têm muito comum com a periferia do Brasil. O sofrimento, o racismo, a violência policial. De alguma forma você vê a diferença do racismo, tanto você como ele, do racismo no Brasil, o racismo praticado nos Estados Unidos? Há alguma semelhança?
Well, the biggest black, or should I say Moorish community outside of Africa is Brazil. The people, yes it is. And truthfully, you did not come here all on no slave ship. See, we need to research that whole history about black people coming to the Americas on slave ship. There are many lies that's been told about that, because we have been here all over the North, Central, and South America. There's books that people need to read. One of the books is called When Rocks Cried Out by Horace Butler. There's another book called The First Americans Was Africans, when it talked about the Olmec culture, which brought about the Mayans, the Aztecs, and the Inca culture. The oldest black man and woman they found on the planet was in the place called Brazil. This is factology versus the lies.
But also we like to say that there's some very dangerous and wicked problems facing our youth. and it's been happening in Brazil, and the favelas, it's been happening in the ghettos of America, and it's the same problem. Because as you know, Trayvon Martin was just brutally murdered by George Zimmerman. Y'all aware of what happened in Florida, correct? Then, the man who murdered him, George Zimmerman, got away. Trayvon Martin, being the 17-year-old unarmed black youth, was brutally killed for no reason. George Zimmerman got away. In the city I live in, a similar incident happened. So all across America, they're making it open season to kill our young black children and get away with it. The same as Brazil had years ago, the termination squads were killing the homeless street kids here in Brazil. Same thing. We gotta make them feel that they cannot murder black life and get away with it or any other life. Because what's happening is the radios and TVs are promoting this. The rap is promoting this. When Bambaataa brought us the culture of hip hop, it was peace, unity, and having fun. Now hip hop, sex, guns, violence, and war that will make. So as we look deeper into this, that's not real hip hop. The music again is our salvation, the positive frequency, to let them know that the black youth are not going to be the next gangsters, the next presidents, teachers, lawyers, employers, building workers, bosses, construction, engineers, architects, because we got to aim high, because the solution to the youth is the youth themselves.
Aqui em São Paulo, principalmente, é o extermínio da juventude negra. E eles não chegam nem a ser absolvidos, porque não chegam nem a ser presos, né? Infelizmente. Eu queria que tivesse um microfone aqui para o pessoal da plateia fazer perguntas também aqui. A gente tem algum microfone disponível aqui?
Eu gostaria de fazer uma.
Só um momento, querido. Pode pegar aí. Cadê o... Acho que você pode ir ali, irmão. Por favor.
Boa noite a todos. Sérgio Vaz, do África, irmão ali. E minha pergunta é, a gente sabe que a luta pelos direitos civis nos Estados Unidos foi muito forte. Aqui no Brasil a gente tem uma semelhança de luta que parece que nunca vai terminar, porque é o reflexo de tudo que a gente vê acontecer no mundo. Minha pergunta é, com a eleição do presidente Barack Obama e as recentes polêmicas com relação à posição dele adotada, gostaria que você se posicionasse, África, e como que você vê essa questão do primeiro presidente negro eleito presidente dos Estados Unidos, e como que é para a comunidade hip hop, como que é para o povo negro lá, como que é que eles se expressam. É isso aí, valeu.
Well, according to history, there are many who say that President Obama is not the first president or black president of the United States. There was a continental United States before it was called the United States of America Republic, and they had a black president of the continental United States by the name of John Hanson. There was 8 presidents before this guy they called George Washington, who was all part of the continental United States. Now, for many that sees Obama, the first black president, they say, in the United States, America Republic, there was hope looking at this man and his queen, Michelle, to see a black man or woman in the White House that many so-called black people had built back in the time of slavery. But black people in the United States do not put all their hope on any president that sits in the office of the White House. We had too many great leaders who had came to the black man or woman, whose real name is Moors, who has taught so many about getting up and doing something for self. We have people like the names of the most honorable Marcus Garvey, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad of the Nation of Islam, the honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Minister Farrakhan, Malcolm X. We had Dr. Malachi Z. York. We had Queen Mother Moore. We had Sister Assata Akor. We had Angela Davis and the Black Panther Party, the Young Lords Party. So we had so many great leaders and teachers who taught the black man and woman to get up and do something for self. So we say to our brothers and sisters in Brazil, in the favelas, that is your home. Protect your home. Protect your mama. To protect your daughters, your woman, your sister. She is not a bitch. If you look at it and call your woman a bitch, what do you call your mama? Respect her. And let's clean up our neighborhoods. Let's organize the favelas. Let's stop the killing of each other in the favelas. We are indigenous people of this land. We come from kings and queens. Let's get back and act like that. We respect all people on the planet because from the black man and woman came all people, and Mother Africa is the throne that we all rule from, that all human beings have to walk out and travel to all other parts of the world. At one time, all the continents was together, so people could walk right out of Morocco and walk right into New York City, walk right down into Brazil. And even if you look at the map of Brazil, it also look like the map of Africa. One people, one aim, one destiny. Let's organize the people. All power to the people.
Quer falar alguma coisa?
To answer the brother's question, we were proud that Barack Obama was the president. However, on a deeper level, we weren't deceived because it's still the United States. And although I'm a citizen of the United States, or should I say a U.S. national, I understand the United States has played a lot of role in capitalization, capitalism, imperialism, murder, wars against people. And at the same time, we were happy to see an African person of African descent, the president. We also knew that on a deeper level, it's not about civil rights, it's about human rights. See, if we go through history, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were both assassinated for the same thing. They were assassinated when they took it to a higher level into human rights. Because as long as you deal with civil rights, you're dealing with something within one country, or one area, or one domicile. When you deal with human rights, now you're dealing with international things. So Martin Luther King spoke against the United States for going to war in Vietnam. Malcolm X wanted to charge United States government with crimes against African people with the UN, higher level in one country. Because when we think more than one country, like the great Honorable Marcus Garvey, because then we have African people in Brazil, Jamaica, Trinidad, continent Africa, Ethiopia, and eventually all people. Then we see the oneness of humanity. Because like the great teacher just told us, everything came from Africa. Africa has enough resources and grows enough food right now to feed everyone in Africa. But there's a problem of neocolonialism, and then you've got the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and you've got the World Bank. Now I'm going to teach you about these are the pimps of every country's economy. What they do, they go to one country and they say, you should only produce this type of product. You should only export this type of crop. And they don't diversify their economies. Therefore, they become dependent on the World Bank. Then they put them in a cycle of debt. This is an economic way that they pimp our people and make us poor so that the dollar's not worth anything. Because really, money is worthless. It's just paper. It's people and the power that is the worth of the nation. Power to the people. You're the money, not the money. You're the wealth because you make things happen. You see, money never fed a baby, but a mother's milk did. You see, money, you can't eat money. Right now, if money was worth anything, nothing, zero, and someone said, here's a plate of $1 million, and someone said, here's a plate of some chicken and rice, what would you pick? Can you cook the money? Can you put hot sauce on the money? Can you put salt to bake the money? You can't. Money is worthless. But they got us under an illusion that everything is about money. And now the rappers, they want money. Everyone wants a big car. Everyone wants to do what they want to do. And it's tied into human rights. It all goes back to human rights. Humanity is one. One aim, one God, and one destiny.
And once again, to my brothers and sisters out there, do not think money is everything. The true money is gold and silver, but they don't want to tell you that. Just like no country is a democracy, all countries are republics. You got to look up that word, democracy. Demon, craft.
Yeah.
You got to look at these certain words that they use to trick you with technology. Santa Claus. Satan's claws. See, they use mind control to control the masses of the people. And if you sit there and all you do is watch television, telling lies in vision, and always looking for real TV, where they just dumb down America's, just like many people in Brazil, I hear they saying, oh, the Americanos. When I'm in Brazil, I'm in America.
Yeah.
Argentina's America. Suriname's America. Canada's America. But they have everybody thinking, when they say America, they're talking about the United States. And even in the United States, they have people so blind, deaf, and dumb, the president would come out and say, us Americans, we must do this. But President, you are not the president of Brazil. You're not the president of Argentina. You're not the president of Suriname. And if you was to really say that, they could bring you before the law of the people, the courts of the people, because you only are the president of the United States of America Republic. So understand that all of this is America. The ancient names of the America is Amexem. The indigenous names. So we must research the books. Go back in history. Study our story. We want factology versus the BS.
Mais uma pergunta da plateia? Também estamos aceitando as perguntas pelo Twitter.
Alô. Boa noite. Meu nome é MC Gra. Eu sou uma MC no Brasil. Eu estou até um pouco chocada que antes de eu fazer a pergunta que eu vou fazer, o Bambaataa e o representante do rap que está com ele,
Kamaz é o nome dele.
Kamause, estavam falando a respeito dessas crenças sobre o dinheiro e sobre os controles mentais. No Brasil é longe de chegar ao conhecimento de todos isso. Porém, através da televisão e do poder aquisitivo que a mídia norte-americana tem sobre a cultura e a mídia brasileira, se chega muito fácil o resultado desse controle, que são os clipes e as músicas apresentadas. O que eu gostaria de saber de você, como uma das pessoas que é criadora dessa cultura, uma das pessoas que a idealizou e estava muito próximo ali daquele sentimento da criação, que seria a semente. E eu acho que nenhuma árvore existe sem essa semente. Você acha importante que, independente do crescimento de cada um dos artistas ou dos elementos sozinhos, específicos dos rappers, como dizem, ou dos grafiteiros como os artistas plásticos, ou dos DJs como os elementos, de que seja sempre levada a cultura hip hop em suas mensagens, nas oportunidades que tenham de palavra, porque cada vez mais eu sinto um conflito, isso principalmente dentro do Brasil, onde o discurso do rap ainda é bem político, ainda é muito forte. Tanto que às vezes eu percebo clipes tentando vir muito sensuais, fazendo muitas alusões ao sexo ou à ostentação. Eu percebi que no Brasil tem uma aceitação, mas ainda é menor. O pessoal ainda gosta do rap mais politizado, mais pesado. Mas eu sinto que rolam vários conflitos. Para sobreviver, o pessoal às vezes tem que se colocar em situações. Às vezes eu vi figuras que eram grandes exemplos do rap, usado com o intuito socioeducativo, usado com a consciência que o hip hop pregou para o rap como um elemento dele, usado ainda com essa força. Chegando em situações, por exemplo, de baladas, onde o sexo ou até o demônio que se vê pregado nessa democracia, estavam alcoolizados. As garotas e os meninos visivelmente estavam ali para desfrutar dessa ostentação, estavam com a mente fechadas, embriagadas pelo álcool ou por algum tipo de droga, fechados para ouvir aquela mensagem. E aquilo se tornou apenas um show, só um show, onde a mensagem já não estava se importando em si, o batidão e a energia que ia levar. E aí ficava muito contrastado a mensagem que estava sendo passada com a postura, de repente, brigas e garrafadas, e as pessoas assim. A importância, se é importante dividir a coisa do MC com o rapper, do rap ou da música inspirada só na batida do rap, com o que é rap de verdade dentro da cultura, o que está passando aquilo, porque a realidade que foi dos Estados Unidos ainda é muito parecida com a do Brasil. Nós também começamos conhecendo o rap dentro das escolas, dentro das periferias, dos elementos unidos. Mas depois, quando as pessoas se apaixonam pelo hip hop e querem seguir aqueles elementos e tentar trazer um certo profissionalismo, uma condição para se tornar vivo como artista dentro daquela cultura, ele se perde com esse confronto. Vocês acham ele importante? Tem alguma coisa sendo discutida dentro da Zero Nation dos Estados Unidos? Algum apoio a esses artistas no Brasil que ainda lutam para que o rap ainda tenha esse conteúdo? E é isso. Obrigado, MC Grau.
Well, let me say this. I don't believe in censorship of nobody or what they want to speak on these songs. I see in Brazil, like certain people in São Paulo like the slower pace style of hip hop. And some of them get mad at the Rio side because they say it is just the Valley Funk because it's all about sex, 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 party, party, party. All of it is hip hop. I blame the program directors at all the radio stations who play the same 5 or 10 records over and over and over again, who don't take time to play other styles of music for the people, who will play just one side of hip hop, which they might say is just gangster rap. There are many artists, like they say the national, what's the group, the Rap Nationals, national MCs who have made political type records. We need many of our brothers and sisters who make the party shake your butt type of records in Rio to start making some revolutionary type of Valley Funk records to speak about what goes on in Benvelas over there and what goes on in Benvelas over here. We can have both of them because it's a balance. Whether it's good or bad, the yin or the yang, the agreeable or the disagreeable. But with these radio stations who are not playing a balance of all the music, I don't care if it's samba, soca, reggae, bossa nova, jazz, rock, techno, house, play the old with the new with the old, for it to be true school. This way so many people could understand, if you're gonna play a record that's calling a woman a bitch, we want to hear a record that's talking about dear mama, or a respectful record that's talking about love. If you're going to play a record by Limp Bizkit or Korn that's in rock, we still want to hear a record by the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Little Richard. If you're going to play Sean Paul, Shaggy, and reggae, we still want to hear the Yellow Man. We still want to hear Bob Marley. If you're going to play some new bossa nova, we still want to hear songs from George Ben and all Gerson King Cumber and everybody else that's making music in Brazil. We say play the old music with the new music. This way people can understand where it all came from the past, to where it's at now, to where we need to take it in the future.
To add on to that, the problem with hip-hop in Brazil, or rap, is going to be the same problem in the United States. We don't control the images. We might have our small TV stations, we might have our small radio stations, underground people in the community, but we don't control the big major corporate stations. Neither do you control them in Brazil. It's a different element that controls them, a business corporate element that controls that. Until we control the own images, and we can keep putting our own videos, because we can't stop them from showing negative stereotypes. They're going to keep doing that because they have the money. But what we can do is the small things we can do without any money. We can organize. Everybody knows someone with a studio. Everyone knows an entertainer. Everyone knows a dancer, a promoter. Everybody can't be the rapper. Everybody can't be the big star. It has to be people behind the scene. It's just like a team. Everybody can't be the striker. Somebody has to be the goalie. You see, like in your football or soccer. Likewise in hip-hop. We need to control the means of production so we can show videos showing positive women. So we can show videos of people helping children, revolution. We can still have our party songs. There's nothing wrong. I like São Paulo hip-hop, but I also like the Rio funk. I like the girls too. I have respect for them though, you understand? So we have to look at it in balance. Life is balance, yin and yang. Life isn't always just about revolution. The first revolution starts in your own mind, when you get rid of your old ideas onto the new ideas. Hip-hop, we control the images, we control the videos, the means of production, and we can control the money. We can build up the favelas. Instead of going on and buying a Mercedes-Benz and buying a BMW, go and help have better running water, irrigation in the favelas, healthcare, hospitals, proper things we need. For every job you create in the ghetto, that's one less gangster. Give a gangster a job and he doesn't want a gun. The only people that want guns and want to keep killing aren't the gangsters in the ghetto, it's just the maniac psychopaths. And we call them the world leaders.
Beleza. Agora senti o programa, uma pausa aqui para eles tomarem um pouco de água e ouvir um pouco do rap brasileiro. Queria chamar ao palco o grupo Versão Popular.
Assim que é. Zona Sul de São Paulo.